Are you struggling to stay focused and get your work done efficiently? Do you find yourself constantly distracted or burnt out by the end of the day? If so, you're not alone. Today, I'm going to share with you one of the most effective time management methods I've ever used, the Pomodoro Technique. I'll walk you through how it works, share my personal experience with it, and give you some tips on how to make it work for you. By the end of this video, you'll have a powerful tool to help you boost your productivity and stay on track. So let's dive right in. So what exactly is the Pomodoro Technique? It's a time management method that was developed by Francesco Cirillo in the late 1980s. The idea is pretty simple. You break your work into focused intervals, traditionally 25 minutes long, called Pomodoros, followed by a short 5-minute break. After completing 4 Pomodoros, you take a longer break, usually 15 to 30 minutes. The name Pomodoro actually comes from the Italian word for tomato. Cirillo named it after the tomato-shaped kitchen timer he used while developing the technique. But don't worry, you don't need a tomato timer to get started. Any timer will do, even an app on your phone. Implementing the Pomodoro Technique is straightforward, but there are a few key steps to follow to get the most out of it. Here's a quick rundown. Step number 1, choose a task. Start by picking a task you want to focus on. It could be anything from writing a report to studying for an exam or even doing household chores. The important thing is to choose something that requires your full attention. Step 2, set your timer for 25 minutes. This is your Pomodoro session. During these 25 minutes, your goal is to work on the chosen task without any interruptions. No checking your phone, no browsing social media, just pure focus. Step number 3, work until the timer goes off. Stay focused and work on your task until the timer rings. If you get distracted or interrupted, jot down the distraction and get back to work immediately. You can deal with those distractions during your break. Step number 4, take a 5-minute break. Once your timer goes off, it's time to take a short break. Step away from your work, stretch, grab a coffee, do something relaxing that doesn't involve too much mental effort. This break is crucial for recharging your mind. Step number 5, repeat and take a longer break after completing 4 Pomodoros. Take a longer break around 15 to 30 minutes. This allows your brain to rest and prepares you for the next round of focused work. Now, let's talk about my experience with the Pomodoro Technique. When I first started using it, I was honestly a bit skeptical. I thought, how much of a difference can a timer really make? But I was pleasantly surprised. The first thing I noticed was how much more I could get done in a short amount of time. Those 25-minute sessions were incredibly focused, and because I knew a break was coming soon, I didn't feel the urge to procrastinate or check my phone. I also found that it helped me manage larger projects better. Instead of feeling overwhelmed by a huge task, I could break it down into smaller, manageable chunks. This not only made the work seem less daunting, but also gave me a sense of accomplishment after each completed Pomodoro. One of the biggest benefits, though, was avoiding burnout. Before using the Pomodoro Technique, I would often push myself to work for hours on end, only to find that my productivity would drop off sharply after a while. With Pomodoro, those regular breaks helped me stay fresh and keep my energy levels up throughout the day. Of course, it wasn't all smooth sailing though. There were times when I struggled to stick to the timer, especially when I was in the middle of something important. But over time, I learned to trust the process and see those breaks as an investment in my long-term productivity. If you're thinking about trying the Pomodoro Technique, here are a few tips that can help you get the most out of it. Tip number 1, customize the time intervals. While the traditional Pomodoro is 25 minutes of work, followed by a 5-minute break, you can adjust this to fit your needs. Some people find that a 50-10 split works better for them, or even 90 minutes of work followed by a 20-minute break. The key is to experiment and find what works best for you. Tip number 2, use a dedicated Pomodoro app. There are plenty of apps designed specifically for Pomodoro Technique. Apps like Focus Booster, Pomodon, and Be Focused not only help you track your Pomodoros, but also provide reports on how you're spending your time. This can give you valuable insights into your productivity patterns. Tip number 3, combine Pomodoro with other techniques. Pomodoro works well on its own, but you can also combine it with other productivity methods like time blocking or task batching. For example, you might use time blocking to allocate a certain number of Pomodoros to different tasks throughout your day. This can help you stay organized and ensure you're making progress on all your priorities. Tip number 4, be flexible. Life happens and there will be times when you can't stick to your Pomodoro schedule. So don't stress out about it. The goal is to improve your productivity, not to create more pressure. If you need to adjust your schedule or skip a session, that's completely fine. Just get back on track when you can. Like any productivity method, the Pomodoro technique isn't perfect, and there are some common pitfalls you might encounter. And here's how to avoid them. It's easy to become too dependent on the timer to the point where you feel like you can't work effectively without it. To avoid this, try using the Pomodoro technique as a tool rather than a crutch. Some days you might not need it at all. That's perfectly fine. Another common mistake is skipping breaks, especially when you're in the zone. But those breaks are there for a reason. They help you stay productive in the long run. If you find it hard to stop working, set a timer for your break too, so you know when it's time to get back to work. The Pomodoro technique is meant to be flexible. If a task requires more than 25 minutes of uninterrupted focus, go ahead and extend your Pomodoro. The key is to make the technique work for you, not the other way around. In conclusion, the Pomodoro technique is a powerful tool that can help you stay focused, avoid burnout, and get more done in less time. Whether you're a student, a professional, or just someone looking to be more productive, I highly recommend giving it a try. Remember, the key to success with the Pomodoro technique is consistency and flexibility. Start small, adjust as needed, and you'll likely see a significant improvement in your productivity. So, what do you think? Have you tried the Pomodoro technique before, or are you planning to give it a shot after this video? Let me know in the comments below. I'd love to hear your experiences and your thoughts. And as always, if you found this video helpful, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell. I'll see you guys in the next one.